This video today presents a little mystery, a mystery of why pain comes in one situation and doesn't come in another, and it's the same situation. So this is about pain driving in the car, and then the pain's gone driving in the car. So if pain's down to driving in the car, how can it be on and off? So watch this video and see if you can work out the reason why it changes from one to the other. Hi, my name is Drew Coverdale. I'm a physiotherapist in the UK. I help people change their experience of persistent pain, change how they think about it, change how they feel, change how they move, and change the emotions around that experience, and that can change the pain. If you're interested in this video, just click on subscribe and you'll see similar content as it pops up. And if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to add them, and I'll do my best to respond and answer any questions. Okay, so let's go. So this is a mystery, the case of the pain that's in the car then not in the car. So if I give you a scenario of a patient who always got pain in the car, and the pain was lower back pain and sciatica, it's really a classic description of pain that a lot of people experience. This pain had been present for months and months and months before the person had gone to physiotherapy, and there's things in the history that you recognise there might be stressful triggers linked to this particular pain. There's obviously a physical element. It's reflected in physical movements that trigger the pain. So there's a physical context to it, and it's a physical pain, so it's real. But it's not based on any structural damage on its own. There might be some structural elements there that have been sensitised, so they respond to physical load with pain before damage now as a protective mechanism. But if those structural elements fired at a time that was very stressful, it means that there's an into that neural pathway through something stressful, and that something stressful can be something that we enjoy doing or something that we don't enjoy doing. Both represent uncertainty. And certainty that we choose is exciting and thrilling and a challenge, and certainty that we don't ask for and it comes upon us through no choice of our own has to be dealt with, but it's seen as more of a threat or a sense of overload, and yet it's the same chemicals in the body, same chemical mechanism. So the trigger for this person, they started to get better just with movements and things that were going to help them and started to help them, but there was gaps in the pain. But it didn't make any sense to this person why their pain came back. Yes, in the car they thought, oh, I'm sitting, I'm stretching, I'm bending, it hurts after a certain time, but pain would come at other times. And yet that structural pattern then started to follow a pattern that didn't make sense. So if I give you the example, they drove 45 minutes. They could anticipate the pain, so you may know or experience, or when I do this it's going to hurt. So this person said, when I get in the car it's going to hurt. Now as they got in the car it wasn't so bad, but within 20 minutes the pain came on as anticipated. By 45 minutes, couldn't sit on the bottom and leg was raging. Got out of the car, moved a few bags out of the car, maybe turned around that situation for half an hour, got back in the car, drove the same journey back but in reverse, no pain at all. Now if the pain was linked to sitting and it's the same journey, same length of time, same structural elements, why didn't the pain come back? So this puzzled the person because they're only seeing part of the physical element of it. They're not picking up on any other elements that could be related to it. So I asked them about the journey. Well, it's to drop the child off at university. And which child was it? Well, it's the last one of 4. And how do they feel about that? Well, a bit of apprehension. It's natural, isn't it? If you've had empty nest syndrome, you don't have to have kids, but to know that you're going to let someone go, possibly from the family home, for the last time in your life. And when it's your last child, everything they do that's past means you'll never experience that again. There's a sense of loss that comes with that. And whether you've had children or not, you should be able to pick that up. It's a real feeling. Doesn't matter how hard as nails you are and how fine you say you are. By the way, the patient had some of these traits as well. So that affects you. So as you get closer to that moment, you've got to let them go. But anticipation, that's difficult. So in 20 minutes, surprise, the pain comes on. Due to the 20 minutes in the car, well, that's irrelevant. But due to the fearful emotion appearing and having to deal with it, more likely, 45 minutes becomes unbearable. Get the boots, the cases out of the car and hand your child over to an institution, an organisation that's there to look after them that you don't have much control over. Control's another issue here that we find it hard to let go sometimes. And surprise, the pain's raging. Now get in the car, sit in the same car, chat with the partner. Things like, it's the need to fend for themselves at this age, the need to kind of start their own journey, and they'll be okay. We're here if they need. We're not that far away. All this rationalisation that goes on as parents or with situations, and the emotions start to dissipate. So he drives all the way home, 20 minutes, nothing. 45 minutes, nothing. Get out of the car, nothing. Baffled. But you should be able to see now what's influencing pain, as well as the physical element. But even actually with the physical element, there was no pain. So what's the driver for the pain? It's emotion. Now once he saw this, it gives another opportunity to say, what are the triggers for my pain beyond me bending or sitting in the car doing something physical, because they're relevant, but there's got to be something else that I'm missing. And when you feel the pain that comes without an obvious trigger that you recognise, it's an opportunity to go, well, what am I feeling? And you might have got good at not looking at those feelings. You might have been trained to do it. You might have never been taught it as a kid. It might have served you a purpose professionally or personally not to feel things. And that's good in circumstances for a short burst, but it isn't good long term. And if pain appears in your life without trauma that stays longer than it would take for that trauma to resolve physically, then there's an emotion there that is driving the pain. And when that pops up, or a situation pops up that reminds the brain and body of it, there's a much more potential to feel the physical pain. And in that moment, you have to interpret it. And if you get the message wrong and think, it's damage, well, you're simply being frustrated or fearful of an injury that actually, that's not the cause of the pain. So that mystery starts to fall away. And as it falls away, so does the pain. So look at the things that might be influencing your pain that you maybe haven't considered to this point. You may not see them when you look, but you won't look if you don't see. See what pops up. I hope this is interesting to you. It's fascinating to me when you see it in clinic, and the tipping point when patients kind of get the realisation, it's almost the moment that sets them free. It's for them to go and look, but it's a massive step on their recovery. So go and take a step on yours.